after I first talked about wool gear, I decided to build some of my own stuff. So I've got a couple of prototypes here I want to show you and get your feedback. I'll tell you the features and you give me your feedback. Okay, let's take a look. The awesome thing about wool is that it keeps you warm even when it's damp, and it's durable and it's not flammable and it breathes really well. So I wanted to take advantage of all those features by making a vest and a jacket with a hood out of U.S. Army blankets. That's 100% wool, 35% of it's recycled, 65% new wool. What I like about a vest, it leaves your arms exposed, but it keeps your core nice and warm. The advantage of that, if you're very active or if you're in variable weather, it gives you a broader range of comfort. When it leaves your arms exposed, it allows your entire arm to act as a radiator. All right, so if you're active and you start getting hot, then your body is going to open up the blood vessels in your arms and your hands to let heat escape. But if you start getting cold, then your body will close down the blood vessels somewhat, restrict the blood flow to the hands and arms, and keep that heat inside your core. I wanted to design these so that you could repair them in a field. So I've got buttons instead of zippers, except for these pockets. This is my one concession to modern technology, just because it's so handy to be able to put your cell phone or your keys or even a small handgun. The thing about it is, if these go out, you're fine. If your zipper goes out here, you're not going to be able to close your vest or your jacket. So this needed to be buttons. I also wanted big cargo pockets. I can put all kinds of stuff in here like a hat and gloves. I've got some hand warmer pockets on the side too that are under the cargo pocket. And I put about a 3-inch tack on the pocket, so it helps keep things from falling out of the pocket. One modification I want to make is that it's just a little bit too big around the waist, and so it gets kind of breezy back there. At the same time, what if I get fat? So I still want to be able to wear my vest. So I think instead of recutting it and making it smaller, I'm just going to put a cinch cord in here like I did in the jacket. I wanted a nice big collar so it could stand up, and when I button the top button, it holds together pretty good. Keep the wind out away from my neck, but still give me some freedom of movement. It's not too constricted, not too tight. I have a cotton lining. The nice thing about the cotton is that if it gets wet with your sweat, it will wick it rapidly into the wool. One of the things you got to keep in mind about the synthetic breathable materials is that they technically are breathable at a certain point when the vapor pressure inside of your clothing reaches a certain point. But by the time that happens, it's so humid inside that it doesn't make that much difference. Because of the breathability of the wool and the fact that it stays warm even when it's damp, it gives you a broad range of humidity and temperature in which it is comfortable. As it gets warmer, or as you get hotter because you're active and you begin to perspire, that perspiration is going to go right through the materials and out without getting muggy on the inside. You will benefit from evaporative cooling even when you leave these clothes on. All right, let's take a look at the jacket. You can wear this jacket over the vest, but it's too warm out here, so I'm going to change it. In extreme conditions, you can put on the vest and this thing, and I'll show you the hood in just a moment. I have these gores at the seam, and that flares out the bottom, so that even when I have the bottom button fastened, I can squat and reach over, and it doesn't restrict my motion. Since medieval times, they've been using these gores on jackets like this to free up the bottom. One thing I would do different is I think I'd make the sleeves longer and a little larger. I want to be able to move a little bit better, so I need to make these sleeves just a little bit larger. I did put a double layer of wool here on the elbow and forearm, so the layout of the pockets is the same on the vest and the jacket. Depending on conditions, I might want to wear clothing underneath, so I needed some room with this. So I put a cinch cord in here with a couple of toggles. If conditions get really bad, I can put the hood on. Okay, let's be honest. The hood looks kind of goofy. So I wanted to make it removable so I could put it on when I need it and then take it off when I don't want to look so medieval. I gotta do this fast because it is way too hot to be wearing this. I've got this flap so I can really close this off against the elements. I need to do something about this hood, the way it drapes over my face so much. I probably put a toggle back here so I can adjust it, or wear a cap. Just want you to see the back, so get some idea what it looks like. I'm not quite there yet. I've got a little bit more redesigning I need to do, and then I'm gonna have to find some way to manufacture them. I don't know if any of these features are gonna wind up being something that are not really commercially viable in terms of the cost of production. I welcome your feedback. If you want to tell me what you think about this, I would love to hear it. Hey, thanks for watching. Snowman here. Go to the blog, survivalnewsonline.com, where I'll have an article about this stuff and some photographs. I'll see you there.